Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back to solicit more mental health advice from the least qualified individuals ever, as my shuffle mode run continues in Alice, Madness Returns. And last episode was yet another float in the unending parade of terrible sources of advice as Alice turned to the Mad Hatter for help in determining exactly what has gone wrong inside her brain box. Which, I have to say, is forcing me to wonder if Alice actually wants help. I mean, first she asks her doctor, who's a complete quack, then a big-nosed extortionist who seemed less than helpful, then an invisible cat, and then a pig snout-chasing duchess before finally turning to a literal madman. Come on, Alice. I mean, that's like writing to O.J. Simpson for relationship advice. It's not particularly wise. And if you're thinking about doing the O.J. thing, by the way, make sure you exercise caution, because I'm fairly sure the Juice's advice is going to involve a pair of gloves and a switchblade, and the prison is reading that mail, so, do that at your own risk. Proceed with caution. But I digress. I really think the only actual chance Alice has of getting some legitimate help here is to escape the Hatter's mad realm, and then, I don't know, maybe pen a letter to Dear Abby or something for some actual legitimate advice. But until that happens, there's nothing she can do but go back to just stabbing away her problems, so I guess we'll get to stabbing. Maybe enough application of knife will get us out of this hole. And I'm assuming we gotta pepper that snout, because this jump looks a little bit long. Let's whip out the old grinder here. Pepper away. This is gonna please the Duchess. There we go. We got a steam vent, but not where I would have expected it to have been. It looks like that's gonna instead lead us to the memory. I see the Duchess left us a basket of goodies, too. That was awfully nice of her. Thank you, ma'am. I hope there's some lemon squares in there. Love lemon squares. Maybe, I don't know, some crumpets and scones, perhaps, as well. Ooh, couple jammy Dodgers. Yeah, that's very British. We're looking for some jammy Dodgers. That's what we really need, is the jammy Dodgers. Make with the jammy Dodgers. I'm not even British, and I don't really go for tea, but even I like jammy Dodgers. So clearly, why is it that despite having these memories, Alice continues to blame herself for the fire that immolated her family? I think it's pretty clear that her parents, or at least one of them, was completely irresponsible when it comes to fire safety. He had a giant library full of highly flammable books in which he stored solutions of horrifically volatile chemicals. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster, and a disaster is exactly what they got. Should he have expected anything less? A lot of teeth. We do have one tooth over here. Let's go grab that, I guess. It's like the distractionary tooth, which is meant to, I guess, draw your attention away from the memory. That's fine. We got a bunch of boxes. I'm going to pepper grind these in case they're filled with insidious or slithering ruins. We can just go ahead and get these out of the way. I see no ruin. Oh, wait, there's one right there. Is it just me, or do these ruin look like the little slimy things that are from Phantoms with Ben Affleck? One of the greatest films of all time, by the way. Ben Affleck, you were the bomb in Phantoms, yo. I mean, I know you hate that joke, but I'm still going to make it, because you were the bomb. Rose McGowan, also in Phantoms. I can't say she was the bomb in Phantoms, because she absolutely wasn't, but she was in it, and I felt it deserved notice. Well, there's the Hatter right there. Can I pepper the Hatter? Probably should not pepper the Hatter. Also, sir, your hat is completely ridiculous.
Courage, Alice. I'll get this door open.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be up to me to get the door open, Hatter. I can't really rely on you for much of anything, I don't think. You seem of dubious usefulness. Throwing a clockwork bomb in combat has multiple benefits. What are they? It will divert enemies and damage them when detonated. Yeah, I actually knew that they would throw bombs at the... I'd prefer to just kill them, really. Fine, if you're not going to go away until I absolutely throw a clockwork bomb, I'll do it. That guy hit me? Oh, I'm feeling a little bit cheesed by that move. Poking me in the back. That's it's not cool hitting me in the back, man. Let's just pepper these guys. Clockwork bombs be damned. It's all pepper grinder and fucking sword. There's not enough problem in the world that can't be stabbed away. Yeah, you're doing a bang-up job, Hatter, by the way. Bang-up job. That was not the way I wanted to dodge. Yeah, that was not at all what I intended. So ramps, not just problematic in XCOM. Yeah, just keep throwing the bombs. I'm going to be over here peppering your friends slowly. Carving their faces off. I mean, they don't need faces, let's face it. Get it? Let's face it. See what I did there? Yeah, it wasn't funny. You're right. Why is it that every time I make a terrible, horrible, awful pun, I always feel obligated to point it out, and then also point out the fact that it was, in fact, terrible? Did I just make you throw a bomb at your friend? I did, didn't I? Alright, well... I hate this. What? Why are you just standing there and letting him fucking bitch slap you, Alice? Show some fucking backbone, man. What are you, fucking Tina Turner suddenly? Don't take that shit. Just stand there and let him bitch slap you. Shoot, man. Why don't you throw some bombs at that? You're clearly not throwing bombs at it, by the way. I guess we'll just keep peppering you till you're spicy. Come on, get spicy. Well, you did hit the throw another row. Alright, this insidious ruin seems to refuse to not cover up his face. Which means I can't pepper him till he's spicy, which means I can't really hurt him at all. Can't shank him with my knife while he's all covered up. There's gotta be some trick to these guys that I'm just completely overlooking. The rabbit bomb seemed to cause him to expose his face for a moment. No, we still peppered him afterwards, it did no good. That was not what I wanted to do. It's not what I wanted to do at all. Pepper you till you're spicy, it does nothing. We can't shank you. We're gonna get pegged in the head. So throw a thing at me. Come on, I want to umbrella these back at you. Come on, do it. Do the thing. Do the thing, man. There we go. There it is. Come on. Do it again. Throw it. There you go. Come on. Give Mama that pineapple. You know what I want. There seems to be something, like, with regard to the distance with which we do that. Alright, get spicy and throw the thing. Now, get me with that one. Gotta work harder than that, man. Come on, I'm not giving this away for... You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go with the hysteria mode. Man, Alice really fucking grinds the pepper. Well, hell, that's much easier. Let's just throw in... Now on, we're just gonna do that. When we fight one of these giant molten ruin, we're just gonna go into pepper mode and fucking wreck his shit. That was full on ain't got time to bleed kind of shit. Little bit of Jesse the Body Ventura action working on that one. They're not clocks that we can pepper, are they? They absolutely are not. But we gotta go full on giant minigun, ain't got time to bleed hysteria mode. Ruinous wrecking right there. And it's ruinous wrecking because, of course, we were actually wrecking ruin. Get it? All over here. Let's go check it out. Hopefully there's some health in here. We are a little bit injured. And more than a little bit. Well, here's a memory.
Whoever said there is no book so bad but something good may be found in it never read Martin Farquhar Tupper's proverbial philosophy.
I guess that must have been the twilight of its time. Martin Tupperware's proverbial philosophy being, of course, the equivalent of, say, an E.L. James or a Stephanie Meyer. He must have been like the Victorian equivalent thereof. I suppose there's one in every age. Makes sense. These are actually stairs. And so, I love that it says, wait for the Hatter.
This feels like an earthquake. What's happening?
Do I really look like I know? Your judgment must be severely impaired.
Oh no, don't assume that I gave you even credit for the slightest of competence, Hatter. I really was not giving you credit for any sort of competence whatsoever at all. I just assumed you were a punishingly blithering idiot. I really did. So let's go ahead and rabbit bomb here. Nope.
Not.
Yeah, I understand that it's locked, Hatter. Why don't you keep just futilely... Oh, good, a shrink flower. Well, let's take a moment here and just rub one out inside this flower. Oh, lift up the skirt, Alice. That's right, flick that bean. There you go, girl. It's time for a little bit of private time. Don't feel bad, Alice. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly natural, perfectly healthy. Everybody does it, Alice. Even that big-nosed lady who was trying to shake you down for some cash, trust me, she flicks the old bean now and then again as well. There we go. All right. Woo! See, and then we explode out of there with sort of orgasmic frenzy. Rabbit bomb. Ooh, shrink sense. Yep. So we shrunk our way through that hole. I think we should probably head over here, slice up these boxes. A few extra teeth and a heart we didn't need. Shrink sense. Any advice on what we should do up here? Yeah, I gathered that. Why am I stuck in shrink sense? That was weird. What do you say? Pepper the clock. Well, okay. Oh, there's more boxes. Wreck and wreck. Seriously, Hatter, I hope you don't mind that I'm just breaking all your stuff. Because now we're doing it in front of the guy. I mean, before it was like, he's not around. You might not actually notice. Now it's just, this shit's, I mean, it's kind of flagrant now. Just like, hey, Hatter, I'm fucking ruining your shit. Watch me wreck up all your boxes and teapots and crap. Yeah. It's like not just like going to somebody's party and being a terrible guest. It's like going to somebody's party, being a terrible guest, breaking shit, and then laughing about it and bragging that you did it. Be like, hey, Tom, I fucking ruined your house, by the way. Yeah, I set the couch on fire while you weren't looking, because I'm an asshole. Hope you didn't like sitting down at all. Also, your house is on fire, and, yeah, you should maybe call the fire department. And possibly the cops, because let's face it, arson is a crime. A lot of keyhole coming through here. Are we going to come out on the other side of the door so that we can unlock it for the Hatter because he is an idiot? Anything over here I might find before I jump down? Looks like the answer is a resounding no. I mean, there's some teeth over here which we will pick up, but that appears to be it. So we're supposed to rabbit bomb right here, drop our way through the floor. Rabbit bombs seem to have a fantastic explosion radius except when using them against enemies. And if we pull this lever, I'm guessing we'll open the door. Gee, that wasn't fucking sinister or creepy at all. That little come hither motion from the Hatter? Yeah, I'm beginning to doubt his intentions, Alice. You really need to keep a sharp eye out around this guy. That was creepy, man. That was real creepy, Alice. And that little sort of, hey, baby. That's not what you want to hang around and a much older man. That's not the kind of the gesture you want to see from someone the Hatter's age. You really, you know, you got to think about your own safety, Alice. You really should. I love the clockwork realm, though. I gotta say, the Hatter's realm is terrifying, but visually, it's fucking beautiful. Here's the train, so I guess we're gonna get to see Mock Turtle finally. And hopefully, most importantly, there's gonna be Eve on board here so we can upgrade our damn ship.
We found the source of the
So there
ship,
goes the Mock
but
Turtle's
are those
train.
two quaking? What are they up to?
You'll never stop us, silly Hatter and Alice. It's left. You're too
The
late.
insolence, the arrogance, the execrable table manners. They are destroyers of Wonderland.
Are you talking about the Dormouse and the March Hare, I'm guessing?
Derangers, delightful, exquisite.
Did they actually create that infernal train to destroy Wonderland?
What does that matter? They deserve to die.
Well, you did try to kill him once, Hatter, so I mean, come on.
This instant, I ought to-
Enough talk. Battle time, Missy.
Oh, so it's big time. Oh, so we got a total boss battle here. Alright, so I guess Mock Turtle is still on the train. Meanwhile, we're going to try and take down the March Hare and the Dormouse. Or rather, their creation.
Forget the past. The damage is done.
Let the madness begin. Resume the folly.
Yeah, okay, Billy Connolly. I'm also going to go to the head of the class with all those actors that were on the show, which, except for Robin Gibbons, never went on to do anything else at all. Well, this looks a little dangerous. So we've got a drill fist, some manner of pounding fist, and a thing that just fucking fell apart. Not really much of a boss battle then, huh? Okay. Or did the Hatter do that? I don't think the Hatter did that. I think the Dormouse and the Hare are just idiots.
Precious domain. And the guests. All I really wanted was another teapot.
Well, you can fucking fix them.
You promised. Where is that train going? What's its purpose? Tell me. Now.
Yeah.
There's no time.
Cough it up, Hatter.
Whatever it is you want to talk about, it's time for tea. Talk truth with turkey. He ran the looking glass line. Come on, you lot. We can still be friends. I've got a fine Darjeeling.
Yeah, Darjeeling is good, but I prefer Earl Grey. Do you have some? Perhaps hot? For me to deliciously devour?
The pieces, and I now believe the train impedes me. You must help me. You promised.
Ask the one
Well, a promise from a madman isn't really worth much, Alice.
that is.
And now he's dead, so...
He deserves
Okay.
to die. And I'm about to drown in tea, in ignorance.
Well, the Hatter's realm turned out to be thoroughly unenlightening. We got one sort of mock little quip from the Hatter, and that's it. That's disappointing. I was hoping for some sort of enlightenment, or maybe a boss fight. We got neither. Alright. Still, I think we did collect enough memories to finally sort of determine that Alice's house burning down was definitively not her fault, since her parents are irresponsible idiots.
Saints be praised that he works in mysterious ways. He's got plans for her.
And we're back in Victoria, London.
Rent a bed.
Hard to woo a girl mixed abroad.
Do you think you're
Well, you might ask her permission before taking her back to a brothel.
natural to me? Get away.
Alright, well, at least they weren't overt about it. I guess they just assumed that Alice would have sex with them because they pulled her out of the river. Oh, there's that cat again. Oh, that darn cat. Also, Victorian London is unending horror. Why is it that everyone Alice finds just assumes that she's gonna fuck him? I mean, she's a person. She's not just a sex object, you fucking louts. Treat a girl with a little bit of respect, you scumbags. Then again, they are Victorian dock workers. They're both probably fucking dying of scurvy, so what the hell do I know? Scrofula, scurvy, I'm sure they got something. Let's follow this cat.
Reminds me of my snowdrop. Nanny knew her.
Alright, so these are the grossest looking fish of all time. That lot's destined for Billingsgate Market. Nobody asked where they came from, which is a mistake. Fish from this reach of the Thames is toxic. Well, that's lovely. Great, some fishermen are selling toxic products. Fantastic. Also, I can't help but notice that we have not yet made it to the chemist, who we were supposed to get some medicine from at some point.
Favours the job?
We got 2 doing this morning.
Sir, are you okay?
I know what you mean.
Are you aware that you're sleeping in the back of a wagon, sir? Sitting up, which is somewhat remarkable. Okay. So we're on the docks. I guess we're supposed to just follow the cat and go home? I mean, we can take a look around, but I'm not really seeing... Oh, what was... Wait a minute. The floor is shiny. We can't use shrink sense or anything in the real world. None of our actual powers work, but that was intriguing. Where the hell are we going?
Let's slip out the back. Pour a pint of the mango.
Who was plotting to go slip out the back and have a pint? I could use a pint. I just took a swim in the river. A little booze in my veins might help warm me up a bit. It could use a good shot. Good healthy dose of maybe a snort of something powerful. The Mangled Mermaid. So Alice, despite letting that guy offer to rent her a room in exchange for sex, and then she said, I don't want to go to the Mangled Mermaid, went straight to the fucking Mangled Mermaid. Well, on the plus side, Alice, at least he didn't follow you, so he won't be having any expectations, I suppose.
Fucking cunt.
Jesus, what did I do to you? What a dick. Also, you're definitely not going to woo Alice, but at least this one person didn't proposition her for sex. So Alice has run into one individual who didn't immediately assume that they wanted to have sex with her. He just called her a fucking cunt. Which, I gotta say, probably seriously diminished his opportunities for maybe having sex with Alice. So I guess we should go in? Drunkard's training honest means to acquire a strong drink. It inhibits fear and shame and emboldens the commission of desperate acts. Wonder what became of Pris. Why are we worried about Pris? I'm assuming we're supposed to go in the Mangled Mermaid.
Get those fat-assed whores out on the street, or I'll come up and brain
Shut
you.
off, you cocker-snipe. You'll never get past Long Tim.
I'll get what you and your floozies owe me, Miss Ladybird. See if I don't.
Maybe you notice
Okay,
I'm
so
not
clearly the
pissing
madam
me
here
jaws
is in
at the
some sort of
prospect.
violent disagreement with,
Alice
what I
Liddell.
assume is a pimp?
You'll make a nice change. Bring your disheveled self up here.
Do I have to? I'd sort of rather not, ma'am. I mean, you look like you have a wicked, awful case of syphilis, and I don't necessarily want to share it. I'm going to do a little more exploring here before I go running into the mermaid brothel. That looks like the way in. Which, this is a dead end, which leads me to wonder, where the hell did the mysterious guy in the fur coat get off to? I mean, he appears to have disappeared, which makes absolutely no sense. One can't appear to have disappeared. Yeah, you know, never mind. Wonderland is starting to rub off on me, I think. We can't go in the front door, can we?
Tart with some rough edges. Likes everything rough, I'll wager.
A handsome
Oh.
offer, but I've got an appointment with another man.
Well, girl, how hard do you want to make this?
You should know that doctor says I've a terrible disease.
Okay, so Alice's only defense against the continuous rampant overtures of sexual activity are to claim that she has a terrible disease. Man, Victorian London, if this is actually what it was like, which I know it's not, this is a highly fictionalized account, but still, What's heard Tim say he'll likely die from a social disease. Poor man never dreamed his name was Jack Splatter. That guy's dead? I'm about to go into a bar where there's literally a dead body in the back. This is a terrible idea, Alice. Go home. Just go home where it's safe. This is fucking this place is abominable. There's a dead guy just laying in the alley. Gonna proposition me for sex, sir? No? Wow, this is the politest man in Victorian London. He just quietly stares at his own hands while drinking. I'm shocked. Somebody proposition me? Oh, that guy's busy puking, so I guess he's not going to. That guy's passed out on the floor. That guy appears to be busy propositioning a prostitute of some variety. That man also unconscious. Barkeep, got anything to say? Wow, the second politest man in Victorian London who didn't just ignore us, but actually asked us to move along. Put on anything on the list, but don't expect to be served anything but stale beer or rock gut gin. Well, I do like my gin. These guys, third most polite people in Victorian London, that they're just casually punching each other in the abdomens. What the fuck kind of game is this, by the way? I punch you in the gut a couple times, you punch me in the gut a couple times. How does one win? Do you just keep doing this until one opponent shits blood and the guy who shits blood first loses? Is that how this game works? Oh, well, that was in a fucking face. I think you may have violated the rules of the gut punch contest here. Okay. Excuse me, Miss Prostitute, shouldn't you be rolling this guy? I mean, it really seems like you should be rolling that guy. I mean, look, he's unconscious, his pants are spattered with his own vomit. Shouldn't you take it? Oh, you already probably rolled him, I guess. Alright, well, I'm just gonna go upstairs. Before I get rolled or somebody tries to loop me into a game of let's punch each other in the gut until one of us shits blood. That seems like a not very fun game. Then again, shin kicking is also a thing that they did in Victorian London, so I mean, that was a sport as well, if you loosely apply the word sport.
I'll burn this dump of yours down to the ground.
You know, Alice has some experience in that.
No harm.
Get out the kitchen knife, Alice.
Feelings.
Oh, well, there we go. Why does everything always end in fire? Alice is remarkably more resilient
Like a snuff candle. Sleep.
in Wonderland. A single punch to the face doesn't drop her there, but here in Victorian London, she got a glass jaw. And once again, we've passed out inside of a burning building. Man, everything about Victorian London is awful. Awful. Just thoroughly awful. I'm not sure Alice is not wrong to just maybe want to stay crazy in Wonderland. I kind of think she should just try and stay crazy in Wonderland. Because it's weird and sort of terrifying, but it's only vaguely sinister, not overtly sinister, like the constant threats of sexual assault that she receives while walking around the streets of London. I preferred our goth outfit, by the way, Alice. The blue dress is nice, but I think the goth outfit was probably better. But my wardrobe critiques, I suppose, will have to wait for another episode. We're running a little long, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. If you enjoyed the episode and the constant threats of sexual assault that are, you know, part and parcel for Victorian London, you might consider dropping a like down in the comments section. Of course, your support really does mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more vague threats of overtly sinister sexual behavior, consider subscribing as well. We post new episodes of Alice Madness Returns every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, however, we're going to go see if we can find a brush to get this hair out of our face, or perhaps maybe a barrette or a scrunchie or something. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.